Right then, LMP3 at Watkins Glen. Let's crack on with it. Right, fast lap done and dusted, and let me show you the rules tab. There's not many at Watkins Glen, but have a gander, because it will tell you where the off tracks and or slowdowns are to really maximise your track limits, which is crucial for getting that lap time nice and low. Info tab for you. The setup I was choosing was the Watkins Glen iRacing fixed setup. I'll put a screenshot up there of the actual session. The reason I have to record this again, because my sound didn't work. Yeah. So anyway, track temp of 113 Fahrenheit, which is toasty, and a track usage of 44% is what I always use on every single track guide. Otherwise, the lap I'm actually going to show you is down here. My lap 21. Can you see that by my head? You can indeed. Got to get rid of my head for a moment, and you can see there my fastest is actually nipped into the 40s. Now that is with no fuel. So that's also hitting the wall on the last corner as well, which is a real pain. Watch out for that one. It's really annoying. But yeah, anyway. Lap I'm going to show you is 21, which is a 141.409. So I think mid to low 41s on the fixed setup, and the open multi-class series will be different because for some reason the fixed setup has full tanks of fuel, and the open setup you can obviously reduce that, so you'll immediately be faster. I expect the open setup to hit into the 39s if I'm brutally honest, but the fastest I did was a 40.668, a 40.688. If I got that wrong the first time. But yeah, I think this will be better than Alton Park, to be honest. Watkins Glen is much better. It's a lot bigger. It's probably suited for the speed of the F3, which is a little bit. Alton Park is a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter. Probably this car was a little bit too fast for Alton Park, in my opinion. But yeah, one thing I do show you is my split times, which is a little bit annoying because often they've come from the lap which has the fastest lap time, which is the one with 15 gallons of fuel in it. So I think that's about half a tank. I think it's about 15 gallons for the open session race, but do not quote me on that. Double check yourself, because yeah, if you run out of fuel, that's not my fault. It's a half an hour race around here, and we're doing like minute 40. So I expect we should be doing, I don't know, maybe 20 laps-ish. Maybe 15 gallons is enough, but yeah, double check that before you race. But yeah, my optimals is a 40.5. So yeah, I reckon the top guys will be hitting the 39s if I'm brutally honest with you. What else do I show you? Yeah, the OLAP, B-Lap telemetry and replay file will all be in my Discord if you want to do that. And I'm also using Garant61, which is a website that can access the telemetry file, and also you can compare lap times with each other as well to see where you're losing time or gaining time, more importantly, because then you don't need to worry about it. But yeah, I think that's everything for me done and dusted. So yeah, let's crack on with the breakdown lap. Right then, Watkins Glen, this is a much better circuit for this car. I keep saying it, but it's true. Anyway, turn 1 is a nice little cheeky rascal, to be honest. We're braking just before the 200 meter board there. Stand on the brakes, nice and easy through here. Don't lock it up. Make sure you turn in and get that apex. Careful of the rear end just there. Look, I take loads of curb, probably a little bit too much, but I'm on throttle nice and early, and I don't run too far wide. You can run a bit further wide there without getting an off track, but be cautious because there is an off track out there. And I don't think there's a slowdown. I haven't found one. Anyway, through the S's, piece of cake. It's absolutely flat through here, but be careful. There will always be crashed on the first few laps through the S's. I have no idea why. The S's do attract carnage, so be cautious. Talking about carnage, the bus stop is up next, and this thing is fun. So we're using the 300 meter board or the little cutout in the barrier there. Start turning in dab of brakes, down again. Now look at my steering inputs and brake inputs. Want to be as neutral as we can over that bump to survive. Now, the other layout here I'll show you. Bottom left is the different line, and the top right is if you get it completely wrong. So you can see there you take too much curb and you basically bottom out the car and smash it up, or you go round the bump, or you smash over it like I've done in the track guide. So those are your three options. I don't recommend the middle option, put it that way. Anyway, once you get through the bus stop, absolutely flat out there, you can run over them curves. Just be careful of the rear end. As the tarmac color changes, you want to ease off now and let the car slow down. We've gone very fast through the bus stop, and this one's all about getting that late apex. And once that white sign over there on the left, you can see that, start building up the power. And do not run too far wide here, because you get an off track if you touch the grass, so be cautious about that. Now, this little chute, I don't like this corner in the bit, but there's a little concrete bit there, so brake nice and easy. And basically, another late apex around here, but be careful of the rear end. If you go in there too hot with too much trail brake, it will face the wrong way, so be cautious about that one. Try and get on throttle as early as you can on that late apex, and you can use that curbing on the outside there, but be careful, because there's a barrier and grass, which comes up quite quick. Way before the 100 meters, so probably about the 150 marker. Brake nice and easy. You can turn in for this one quite early because it is camber, so you can hug the apex curb here, but do not get on that throttle too early because you will understeer wide. And again, much like the last corner, there's a little bit of grass and a barrier out there, so there's not a lot of runoff, so just be cautious about that. There may be spinners in that corner coming out of it, so be cautious. Coming now to the heel of the whole boot section, as it were, in quotation marks. We're braking sort of after this one, but probably near a lot of the 170 mark. Brake nice and easy. I start turning in early, little bit of a cheeky tickle on the apex curb there, and you can run very, very wide through here, so you can use all of this tarmac there if you can, but make sure you get on track before the grass there on the left. Coming up to the last few corners now. At this point, there's not really a marker, but sort of as I go up the hill. Brake nice and gently through here. Careful of the rear end stepping out. Be cautious about going over the crest as well, about spinning. There can be a few spinners and a few issues around here. Good opportunity for dive bombing as well, so be cautious about people dive bombing when you're inside. It's quite a popular overtaking move. Be careful about running wide, because that barrier comes in again annoyingly. This track has a lot of barriers. 100 meter board now for the last corner. Easy flat through this one. Just be cautious about taking too much apex curve. It can unsettle the car, and be careful about this curve. It can unsettle it again because you can bottom out. The barrier on the left hand side, just as the tyre markers stop, or the tyre barrier stops, brake, fourth gear through here, little bit of a cheeky tickle, use the apex of the, the camber of the corner on the apex, and then get on full throttle. Be careful of that wall as well, because it does pop up if you are understeering, because you got on throttle a little bit too early. But otherwise, that is us done and dusted with the 141.409. As mentioned, this should be a much better week than Alton Park. This is a much better circuit in my opinion, particularly for this car and multi-class. The open session should be a lot easier to deal with traffic, particularly with the GT4s. We've got a good straight where we can stretch our legs as well in this car, so that'll be good. Fingers crossed for a very good week, but if this did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.